Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski has remained pretty persistent that veteran Jacoby Brissett's going to be the starter when Deshaun Watson is suspended. Roger Goodell has made it clear the league is looking for at least a full-year suspension for Watson. Browns have a win-now roster, and they do have a lot of salary cap space, and that could open the door for Jimmy Garoppolo to come on down. I don't know what San Francisco is going to ask in return, but by the end of this month, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be on the 49ers roster because if he is, they've guaranteed that salary. It was reported yesterday Cleveland would consider trading for a quarterback if Watson is suspended a little bit longer than 6 games. Maybe if it's doubled, maybe if it's the entire season. Cleveland's cap space would allow them to bring in Garoppolo, and the Browns would get a proven quarterback and no guaranteed money after this season. Also, keep this in mind. Deshaun Watson's camp has now come back, probably a little too late to say, on second thought, how about 8 games and a $5 million fine? If I'm the commissioner, I'm going, a little too late. A little too late. You had a chance. There was the 12 games, $10 million fine, and Deshaun Watson's side said, no, we're going to see how this plays out with the judge. And got 6 games, and then the commissioner appealed. So here we are, and maybe dropping that hammer later today. 877-3DP-SHOW, email address dp@danpatrick.com, Twitter handle @DP-SHOW. And I also wondered about this for Jimmy Garoppolo. He was kind of coy with getting surgery in the offseason. I don't even know if the team, the Niners, were involved in that, knew about that, had shoulder surgery. And then you wonder, okay, how healthy is he going to be? And if he goes to the Cleveland Browns, he's not going to start week 1 against Carolina. Week 2, is he going to start? So let's say it's week 3. Let's say Deshaun Watson gets 12 games. Now, I'm just trying to factor in everything here because I've been saying for a while, if I'm the Browns and Deshaun gets suspended and it's double-digit games, then I'd go get Jimmy Garoppolo. But let me look at it from Garoppolo's perspective. Let's say he's released by the Niners, that maybe he's not traded to the Cleveland Browns. And then maybe he does a Mitchell Trubisky sort of let me learn from somebody else and then go to another team the following season. Maybe. Then you have to look at this and go, okay, how many games is he going to have if he goes to Cleveland where he'll be the starter and be able to prove himself? If you go, let's say Watson gets 12 games. Let's say Garoppolo would play 9 games. Is he going to be satisfied with, hey, I get to play 9 games, kind of prove myself, even though I shouldn't have to prove myself, and then what happens after that? He gets released? Because at that point, you don't need him anymore if Watson is not suspended for the entire season. Now, I think Watson's going to get the entire season, and I think he's going to get fined $10 million or more. That's just my thought with it. Everybody's kind of tight-lipped on it because the source I have on this, who is involved in this, said it is a wait-and-see game right now. A wait-and-see game. Because it's not like there's any other information here, although people have finally come around to my thinking on this, that you can't go to say to Deshaun Watson, hey, these 4 incidents, we're going to lump into one suspension. They are 4 separate incidents, violations, sexual assaults, however you want to define them, they are individual. It's not like it happened over a weekend where we lump it all together and go, hey, 4, but it's really, we're going to penalize you for 1. So now you have some smart people who say, the same thing. Hey, these are 4 separate incidents. So that's why you have people going, hey, why not give him 6 games per incident? Now it's a 2-year suspension. And that's just people kind of, doing the math here. And now you're going to get people going, hey, I'm here and he's getting 2 years. No, that's not happening. Now, if they did it, I'd have no problem with it. But I think you got to be fair to the process here. And I don't think 6 games will hold up because 6 games doesn't truly represent 4 separate crimes, in my opinion. Now, do they double that? Do you triple that? That's why they want an indefinite suspension here. The NFL is looking for options here so they don't make a mistake like they always do when it comes to punishing these players. It's like Ray Rice, 2 games. Wait, video came out? We didn't see that. 6 games. Like, they're trying to figure this out. And, and the commissioner has public sentiment on his side because nobody's going to go, man, they punished him too much. It'll be, now you might have some stragglers who say, wow, that's a little too above, Call of Duty here. I'm all for due process. We should all be. But I think you have to look at this as individual incidents. This is over the course of a year and a half. So I don't know, when these women were with Deshaun Watson, but I have to look at this and say, look at these as individual moments here. But there's only 4 cases presented. There were 24 of these. Now, if I really want to get particular on this, you could go 24 times 6. Deshaun Watson doesn't play in the NFL ever again. But that's not going to be the case. But those are some of the things that are happening. He's supposed to be starting tonight against Jacksonville. And unless there's last minute, decision, and then what happens with the NFL Players Association standing up for him, representing him, also with his agent, I don't know if they come back and say, is there a number that we can agree to so then we move on from this? Because, they came back with 8 and 5. 8 games, $5 million. And the NFL's probably got to be going, man, they are nervous. And they should be. Deshaun Watson's side should be nervous here because the commissioner has said this is predatory. He's a predator. So when you come out of the owners' meetings where you're talking about, hey, and great news, the Broncos were sold for $4.6 billion. Got all the reporters there, and he wanted to talk about Deshaun Watson. This is one of those where I don't know if it's Adam Silver with Donald Sterling, but it feels like this is one of those, remember when the commissioner cracked down on Deshaun Watson? Man, you know what? I gained a lot of respect for him. It feels like that's where we're headed with this. So we'll keep an eye on that. Jimmy Garoppolo's situation. What do you get for him if you're San Francisco? Is it more of just, here he is, take him? Browns have cap space to take him on, but I don't think you're getting anything better than a 4th-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo because you don't want him. And remember, they wanted 2 second-round draft picks because we thought maybe he goes to Pittsburgh. I don't know how healthy he is. He's not practicing. And he's owed, $26 million? The Browns are already paying Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, and part of Baker Mayfield's contract. And now you're going to bring in Jimmy Garoppolo. Hell, bring in Brian Sipe while you're at it. My God. Yeah, Paulie.
It's sad to say, but the 49ers are in a position where they almost have to hope that a good quality quarterback gets hurt in the preseason, and then Garoppolo becomes that Sam Bradford from 5 years ago where somebody overpays him out of necessity.
Yeah, but, you're on the clock because by the end of this month, you have to make the decision whether you're going to keep him and then you guarantee his contract. I don't know if you go into each morning, any quarterback get hurt last night? No, they didn't. Darn it. We still got Garoppolo on our team. Jacoby Brissett's numbers, 37 career starts, 36 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Jimmy Garoppolo, 47 career starts, 71 touchdowns, 38 picks. All he does is win. Jacoby Brissett is a backup quarterback, but this is a win-now team in Cleveland, and I think that's where you have to upgrade and go after Jimmy Garoppolo. And if you're Garoppolo, prove yourself. Show that you can be a leader. Go in there. If Deshaun Watson comes back after 12 games or 14 games, okay, but prove that you are quality quarterback right now. And maybe you can revitalize your career a little bit here.